Okay.
Okay, so the stage is yours. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you, and see you then after the presentation.
Absolutely. Thanks.
Okay. So yes, it's a great pleasure to be here at BotsCamp, and as I said, it's my first time to give a presentation at an online conference. I will be sharing our experiences while building a language learning chatbot called LinguaBot. My name is Vaida Alisauskaite. I am the founder and director at Webnobics. We develop web and mobile apps, and since last year we are experimenting with AI, ML, and natural language processing, and we are working on chatbots. So I think we will continue going to that direction because, in my opinion, almost every app in the future will have an AI component, and most of the app owners will want some kind of chatbot integrated in their apps. In this presentation, I will go through the evolution of LinguaBot in terms of character, technologies, and flow, and we'll just share with you what we have learned. So we started with a very big futuristic idea to create a chatbot with which you can talk about everything. So if you live in Zurich, Switzerland, and you need to learn German, then you can practice the language with a chatbot who is also living in Switzerland, Zurich, and it knows all locations, events, culture, traditions. And this way you not only practice your language skills, but also learn something interesting about the city. And it would help you to integrate into the society better, and would be more fun. We chose LinguaBot gender neutral, just because it's a chatbot. It doesn't have to be male or female, so we were happy to have it as it, and it still was supposed to feel like a friend. We started with hello, how are you, with a greeting, and at this first step we implemented sentiment detection. For this we used Twitter corpus, where we had 10,000 of Twitter messages, which people tagged as positive or negative, and in this way we could determine the mood of the user. So if the user is happy, then we would share together. If the user is sad, then the chatbot would show compassion. We thought that to have a chatbot as a friend, it should be reacting to the mood and should be sensitive to feelings. Then we implemented NLP. So we analyzed the sentences and could see a noun, which word is a noun, which word is a verb, preposition, and so on. And what we did, we asked a question: what do you like about the city in which you live? And based on the user answer, for example, the user would say two things which he or she liked. Let's say, I like the lake and the old town. Then we would give the follow-up questions about each separate entity. So what do you like about the lake, and what is so special about the town? Our goal was that the chatbot would lead the conversation, but not the user. And in the end, we had this short conversation. In the end, we asked for the email and promised to send the feedback, although this feature was not yet implemented, but we wanted to check how people like using a chatbot for learning language. Is it acceptable for them or not so much? We had several successful conversations, especially from people who were following the flow. So they were able to have a good experience. But for the majority of users, of course, they were trying to break the bot, and our bot was very easily breakable, unfortunately. Which actually I was not expecting that so many users would try to break, because I was thinking they would be more focusing on practicing the language. So what we did next, we implemented entity recognition to have more context of the conversation, and we added a graph database. So as you see in the image, for example, if you live in Zurich, there is a lake in the city, and next to the lake there is Berkeleyplatz, and at the Berkeleyplatz there is an event called Whiskey Shift. And with all that, we remodeled our chatbot conversation, and we introduced some limitations in the beginning. So the user had to select what he or she wanted to talk about. For example, about project management, like work-related subject, or about the weekend. And if the user would say, let's talk about the weekend, the chatbot would ask, what are your plans for the weekend? And the user says, for example, I'm going to go to the lake. So we detect this entity, and then the chatbot goes to the graph database and detects this event, gives some details about the event so that the user could go there, and suggests a topic for practicing. So, for example, how to place an order in the restaurant. When using graph database, it gave us a lot of flexibility and dynamics, because next time the user goes to the lake on the weekend and wants to talk about something related to it, but a different thing, then we can find another entity in Zurich next to the lake, which is, for example, Idleberg, and have a conversation about the mountain. So graph database is very nice to use with AI. In the end, we developed a component of AI with natural language processing. So it's a library which can be connected to various communication channels such as Spark, Facebook, web, or app. And it's also connected with data domains, domain knowledge. So each domain knowledge, for each domain knowledge, the bot would have to be trained separately, but the AI component would always be used the same. One of the most frequent questions that I used to get was, can I actually talk with a bot? So when we had the implementation on Facebook, the answer was no, because to make the talking on Facebook was quite complicated. You need to send files forth and back. But the question was good, and this made us transfer the focus from developing for Facebook Messenger to developing a chatbot in an app. So we switched to the app to have more capabilities to add audio and video content. And how it goes right now is that you watch a video of the conversation, so two characters are talking, and then you choose which role you want to play, and the chatbot plays the other role. So you have this seamless, uninterrupted conversation, and you don't even need to press a button when you want to send a message. Unless you make a mistake or you want to skip the phrase, then you have to click. Otherwise, you just chat like with a buddy. So you chat with avatar. We are thinking of 3 levels of conversations. So the first level is that you just repeat the phrases. The second level is that you not repeat the phrases, but change part of the sentences with your own words. And the third level is to have this open conversation, which we failed to implement in the beginning. So one of the biggest problems that we had was content. We did not know what to talk about next, and who would create the content, because we are not content creators. And to solve this issue, we actually now are developing and will be launching next month a tool for teachers, which will enable them in an easy way to create conversations for their students. And they can give these conversations for them as homework so that they could practice and judgment-free environment. And so we will enable teachers to create content for us. We're also planning for language learning, to use poems, songs, stories, and to make it everything like role-played, so that you could practice. Because now Lingobot will not be your buddy who can talk about everything, but it will be a facilitator who connects you with certain avatars on certain subjects. And it will be specifically a training tool for practicing speaking skills, because speaking is the least trained skill. So it does not replace books or teachers, but it's a supplementary tool. We're also thinking about open sourcing voice-to-speech AI. We'd like to make it as a library that developers could use it in the iOS and Android projects, and that it would work on the phone without requiring server connection. So, yeah, I'm curious to see how this will go further. We started the Lingobot from a Startup Weekend competition where we made a small prototype, and we won a prize, and this was an incentive for us to go forward. We're not working full-time on it, so we're a little bit slow, but we enjoy learning. And chatbot as a practice tool for speaking is a very good use case. In the end, I think we can use it not only for practicing the language, but also having conversations in your own language, communication-related conversations to practice your communication skills, for example, upselling, support, or ethics, where you just get into situations and you need to find out how to solve certain problems. So that's about it, what I wanted to share from Lingobot. I was working more on the concept and the idea, and I'm happy to answer your questions.
So, thank you very much for this. Okay, there we have a question from Robert, and then I have a question as well. Like, what platforms are you using behind your...
So we use Python, and mostly we were working on TK. We also, for the voice to speech, we used API, and we now use Howtify. So we are experimenting with those.
Okay. So Robert, is that the answer you expected? Okay, it seems like this. So now I have a question. What are you doing in San Francisco?
So I went here with an idea to find an investor, but I think we are in a too early stage to really have an investment. But it's good to have connections, so in the future to go back to them and see if they can invest, because with an investment we can proceed much faster. Now we have to work on it on our free time, which slows us a lot.
Okay. Yeah, I think the session as well as its own, you are Swiss-based, and everyone thinks like in Switzerland there should be the big money, but you don't find the money in Switzerland. Yeah. Okay, then Erin is asking, interesting, so what are you not going to sit on top of a messaging platform, but rather be on your own app?
Yes, and specifically because that we can do much more on the app than on Facebook Messenger, and we want to be totally voice-driven. And for this reason, we choose to be on the app. Because the idea is to have this unbreakable conversation that you just talk with the avatar as if you would be talking with someone without any interruptions, without clicking the button, sending the files around. Mm-hmm. Just chatting.
Okay, do you have any experience made already with Alexa? Or like,
Yes, it's one of on our to-do list, to implement a skill on Alexa. That would be also nice to experiment with.
Absolutely, because Alexa, they open now their technology, so you are even as a developer, I think this could be very interesting for you to challenge this as well, no?
So today there is actually an event at Amazon Loft, specifically for Alexa, for implementing skills. So I think after the sessions I will just run there and try to catch up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so very interesting and even nice that you're like a Swiss-based company. So having you with us at BotScan, talking from San Francisco. So this is the new bot world. So if there are not any more questions or comments, I'm happy to close your presentation. And you did very well, I think. No? Or how was your experience?
It was very nice. I liked it. I will do it more often. I think I will be better.
Okay. Yeah, this is my credo as well, like get smarter with every interaction. So wishing you best luck, a nice event tonight in San Francisco. And yeah, perhaps
And
perhaps we talk again like in September or December at our next Camp edition, and then you
yeah,
can tell us
nice
more.
to share what we have reached, like for the second step and how it went further.
Absolutely. So many thanks for joining us, and yeah, let's jump into the next session. And thanks for your interest, and talk to you soon.
Thank you. See you.
Okay, thanks. Bye bye.